better person over the years. Thank you for the support and the laughs and all the memories. Thank you, Coach Stern, for giving me the opportunity to play for this team. And thank you for being my coach and always looking out for me when I needed you. OG. Also, thank you, Coach Sean, for always helping me and looking out for me and for keeping it real. To the CPC community and the fans, thanks for the support and love you always gave me and my teammates. But for now, it's Be Real. CPC number 10 is checking out. Congratulations, Colby.
Hey, let's go, Colby!
Thank you for your hard work and dedication to our program. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for our senior, Colby Edwards. The USCAA and Central Penn College promote good sportsmanship by student-athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial and ethnic comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student-athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition.
Flies are here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention onto the field for today's honorary first pitch, thrown by Central Penn College mascot, Sir Will.
How are you getting into this?
And now, here are the starting lineups for today's game. For the visiting team, Williamson trade. At DH, number 18, Kyle Bonner. At center field, number 13, Steven Galtieri. At shortstop, number 45, Angel Velasquez. At right field, number 55, Eric Bolter. At second, number 11, Zachary Fidelibus. At third, number 6, Dylan Marantino. At catching, number 0, Patrick Vaughn. At left field, number 44, Corby Bennett. At first, number 12, Anthony Umaroglu. And number 33, Vince Gariante. And now, for our Central Penn Knights. At shortstop, number 30, DeFrandy Montero. At third base, number 33, Adam Hoover. At center field, number 37, Chase Bowman. remove your hats as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, done live by the talented Sydney Folk. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we rushed was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang out, the bombs bursting in our deep roof through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
All right, welcome to FNB Field, and Tom, as they say, it is a beautiful day for baseball. This is Paul Miller of the Nightly News Media Club, joined with Tom Davis, and what else is there to say but what a gorgeous afternoon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to FNB Field. First of all, I want to thank you guys for coming out today. College baseball is back at City Island. Let's hear it from all of you, the fans. That's it. Come on, Coach Stern just said, get it loud. Let's get it loud. All right, that's what I like to see. I have my friends here, Haley and Kayla. Let's give it up for them. They are going to be here helping us have some fun at City Island. All right, everybody. Again, let's go nice and let's win this game.
And of course, Nightly News Hall of Famer Brian Christiana is doing the on-field entertainment this evening. Well, Tom, it's a pleasure to be back at FNB Field here with you on this broadcast. What are your thoughts about the final FNB Field game of the season here for the Knights?
Well, I think things have come together perfectly. We've had some interesting games here, but this is the day where we finally have the cooperating weather, my friend. Perfect day for baseball. These guys will get to live out their dream, play under the lights a little bit in Game 2. Really looking forward to this one. Senior night, so many things coming together for a perfect end to the season.
So again, Paul Miller and Tom Davis will be on the call here for you this afternoon. We're playing Williamson Trade here in the first game of a doubleheader. If you're just catching us right now, we'll be here all evening. So on your way home, be sure to stop by. Free admission, $1 hot dogs, $1 drinks. It should be a great day. Stevens on the mound, and first pitch swinging is Bonner, the DH for Williamson Trade.
I like to see the first strike right away, the first batter. I believe we have some keys to the game to talk about.
And we will certainly in just a moment. Williamson Trade coming in on the season. It's been a rough year for them. 1-9 on the year, and actually opened up with the Knights way back on March 8th. The Knights won 19-4 in the first game, and then the second game was suspended due to darkness. So that one never was actually completed in the books. That's going to be right back to Stevens. Great defensive play over to first. Much better fielder than, say, John Lester.
I would say so. Very pitch efficient as well. Three pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out.
Next up will be
Now batting for
Galtieri.
Williamson Trade, center fielder number 13, Stephen Galtieri.
And Tom, you talked about a couple of keys to the victory. The first one I wanted to talk about, and something that Ryan Stevens did already here in this first inning, is keeping the leadoff runner off of base. Some of the Knights' issues and some recent losses we're letting that leadoff runner get on first base and that leadoff runner coming around to score. So if the Knights can get off to a good start in their innings, you're going to be able to see the Knights be successful here today.
Absolutely. And a lot of our pitchers seem to be much more effective going from the full windup as well, so you like to avoid being in trouble right away and going to a stretch.
Low and outside, quickly 3 balls. Another thing that we had talked about in getting ready for this game, a key to victory for the Knights is going to be to really their infield defense. People who have watched any of the broadcasts this year know that some of the infield defense has been, suspect at times. And of course, that infield defense can lead to long innings, especially when outs are not converted.
Mm-hmm. Particularly up the middle infield.
Steven Armstrong, that was off of the screen. Armstrong did make the catch in foul play.
Great catch, considering his positioning there, too.
Armstrong, we were actually just talking about that, and we'll certainly talk about Armstrong when he gets up to the plate, but really one of our better players here, not only just offensively, but defensively as well. Steven Armstrong has been a pillar for the battery behind the plate, and actually works really, really well with the pitchers. Very calming presence, very even keel. Great addition to the team this year. Another foul.
See if he can make that magical catch again.
And that's just into the Knights dugout, just off of our screen. So quickly 1 strike. Ryan Stevens has had an up and down season on the mound, has started a game. 2 appearances on the season, 7 innings pitched, 16 runs and 9 earned for an 11.57 ERA. But already he seems to be hammering the strike zone. He did start that last batter 3-0, but came right back with 2 straight strikes.
And he can theoretically get out of this inning now with 1 more pitch.
And just foul.
And we'll need at least 1 more.
Tom, my pleasure to be here with you today. This will be our last broadcast of the season. The Knights do have 1 more home game coming up next Tuesday in the Net in Palmyra if you want to catch that. But it's been our honor to be here. This will be 8 games we've called this year, and certainly always looking to continue expanding in future seasons as well. Pop that straight up over to third base. Hoover calls and converts. Quick 1, 2, 3 inning here for the Knights. And we're going to go to the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. And the top of the order due up for the Knights.
Tired of having less mobility and not sure why? Experiencing aches and pains that limit your regular routine? Injuries are never scheduled, but you can feel better with Select Physical Therapy. To find a convenient location or schedule an appointment today, visit selectphysicaltherapy.com.
All right, Paul Miller, Tom Davis back here with you. Bottom of the first here in game 4, the Knights and Williamson trade. Jafrandi Montero will lead things off here. A different defensive lineup than we've seen to this point. Montero hopefully addressing some of those concerns that we had in terms of the infield defense. So Montero at short today, so it remains to be seen how that goes.
Number 30 is Randy
Montero comes into the season comes into this game hitting 250.
Not surprised by that first pitch selection. Montero does stand really close to the plate. That first pitch kind of brushed him back a little bit.
Yeah, I when I played, I always stood probably a good foot behind where he's at right now. Little high. It's going to run the count to 2-0. Today, you'll see we have on-field entertainment. We've got photographers. We've got video. We've got the video board in use. This is really what FNB can be here.
Montero is lucky just not to get hit by that one.
Quickly 3-0 here.
Not even close.
Outside, that's going to be ball 4. On the mound, Vince Gariantes. He's a junior out of Wilmington, Delaware.
At this point, it doesn't seem like he's quite found the strike zone yet. Even watching his warm-up pitches, he seemed to be a little all over the place. We'll have to keep an eye on how this develops.
Number 33, Adam Hoover.
Hoover to the plate. Hoover has had a really good season this year. Some pretty eye-popping numbers here for Hoover. Hoover averaging 360. But Tom, an on-base percentage of .575 across 25 at-bats.
Yeah, I think that has something to do with the 12 walks that he's earned this year to this point.
He's tied for second on the team in walks, so he's definitely an on-base machine. No home runs, 6 RBIs for Hoover on the season.
Generous call there for the first strike.
This might be a Leslie Nielsen situation.
It might be.
Paul Miller and Tom Davis here, FNB Field, game 1 of this doubleheader here on senior night for the Knights. So honored to be here with you.
Pretty aggressive lead. There he goes, but they have him picked.
Montero is...
Called him for a balk.
Interesting turn of events there. They had Montero dead to rights.
And that's a rule even the major league players have difficulty understanding, and major league umpires are inconsistent in enforcing. And we just saw it in a college game in the first inning.
Big break there for the Knights. That easily could have been an out, but the balk moves the runner into the scoring position. Little high to Hoover. And it seems as if the Knights may have a strategy here of not swinging the bat until the pitcher for Williamson can get the ball over the plate, Gariantes.
Until his pitches are a little more competitive out of his hand. Ball.
Inside, 3-1. 67 degrees here at game time on City Island. These are the kind of days we were waiting for all year.
Absolutely. This is baseball weather. Potential daylight move to second. Nope.
Gives the call there, runs the count to 3-2. Hoover's going to have to protect here.
The ball seemed to be in the batter's box, but it was ruled a strike. That's what my 20/20 vision tells me right here behind the plate.
My vision not quite that good, but I do wear glasses, so I'm probably in the neighborhood of 20/20 at this point. And the 3-2 low, and Hoover will take a walk.
And again, Paul, just another non-competitive pitch right out of his hand. Easy take.
It's going to bring...
Now batting your center fielder, number 37, Shais Roman.
It's going to bring Shais Roman to the plate. Roman leads the team in hits, home runs, and RBIs. Hits with 17, a single home run, 17 RBIs, 9 steals, 0 caught stealing, 415 on base. I mean, this guy is clearly the MVP offensively for the Knights so far this season. Takes a pitch just high. But
also add 9 stolen bases to
that's incredible. And he is a freshman, so should he stay around? He's got a bright future here with the Knights.
So we got a 1-1 count now. Pitcher found the strike zone. Runner in scoring position.
And Montero's got some speed. An excuse me sort of check swing, and that could be trouble. And it is, and it falls. That's single. Montero's coming all the way around to score. Chase Roman with the single and the RBI. And that puts the Knights up 1-0.
Leaves a runner at third that can be scored without the benefit of a hit. But if you're Central Penn, you're thinking about keeping the line moving right now.
Now batting for the Central Penn Knights, your captain, number 22, Stevens Armstrong.
It's going to bring up Armstrong to the plate. This was one of the guys that really has been a difference maker on this team so far, is Stevens Armstrong.
RBI number 13 is waiting for him on third base.
High and inside for ball number 1 to Armstrong. So a single and an RBI for Roman. Hoover moves to third on the throw. Montero scores. For those of you scoring at home. I always loved when they say that. Who's really scoring at home?
And if you're scoring at home,
why?
Why?
I mean, it is fun to score a game, but maybe from the stadium. I've seen people at stadiums score games, but never at home.
Never at home.
That's a new one. Maybe it's just a sort of a colloquialism. I don't know. Roman going to second, and he's going to go there uncontested with the stolen base.
Didn't want to draw a throw there because of the risk of the runner from third scoring if that ball were to get away.
I also hope they did their homework and saw that Roman's already stolen 9 and hasn't been caught. So the odds of him being thrown out are probably pretty slim anyway. And a lot of trouble for Williamson here early. High to Armstrong. It's going to run the count to 2-1. And the catcher is going to use one of the mound visits.
Yeah, and you wonder what not much of a conversation there, just trying to let him catch his
Probably
breath a
one
bit.
sentence. Can you throw the ball over the plate, please? Gosh, I mean, honestly, though, in credit to the players, this has got to be a little nerve-wracking. Probably one of the bigger crowds they've played in front of, certainly on a minor league park where people like Bryce Harper, Juan Soto, Steven Strasburg have all played, as well as, you know, Orioles prospects and a lot of the other prospects in the Eastern League.
Yeah,
And Armstrong. This is going to be a really tough play, but is caught in left. Hoover's legging it out, and he's in there with the sac fly from Armstrong.
That'll put the Knights up 2-0 here in the early going with 1 down.
Roman stays at second.
Well, let's see what Zach Boyer's up to.
Now batting, second baseman, number 14, Zach Boyer.
And Boyer has been an offensive juggernaut this year as well. Second on the team in RBI, leads the team in doubles with 5, 269 on the season. And a strong left-handed bat here for the Knights. Runner in scoring position, 1 out here in the bottom of the first, and it's 2-0 Knights.
With the Knights still threatening.
And a shot down first base line, but foul. Zach Boyer, one of the returning sophomores this season, has been playing a little second, a little short, a little third. Playing second on this afternoon. Nice sized crowd here early on and expect it to grow as the night goes on. If you're viewing and you're close, come on down. Free entry, dollar dogs, dollar drinks, and support our Knights baseball team for the final game here at FNB Field.
Come be a part of this awesome atmosphere we have right now.
This is going to be a day that honestly I remember for the rest of my life, Tom. I have to kind of couch that at this point.
That was the most effective looking breaking ball that he's thrown so far, but still a ball.
Quick to 2-1 against Boyer. 66 degrees now.
Chriswell is on deck. He's no doubt thinking about his essay due Sunday.
Goes to 3-1. A tough weekend stretch here for the Knights. 2 today, 1 tomorrow, 2 on Sunday. So 5 games across 3 days here this weekend for the Knights.
What a way to wrap up the season.
And then our final home game next Tuesday. And that will walk Boyer.
Another spinny ball, high and in. That's what we would call a curve ball that doesn't quite curve. Brings in the aforementioned Criswell.
Colby Edwards.
Looks like head coach Doug Thompson for Williamson is already going to make a pitching change. Gariantis appears as if he's only going to end up lasting 1/3 of an inning. Definitely not what he had hoped for thus far.
For you math people out there, why don't you calculate that ERA for us?
54,
Sparkling.
all in my head too. How about that? Is Gariantis going to stay in this contest? It does appear that he is.
Yeah, I'm not sure they had anybody warming up down in the pen. Probably way too early for them to even think about that, although wouldn't be surprised to see some stirring now.
Quickly, 2 mound visits. I'm not entirely sure what the USCAA rules are on mound visits. I don't know if they've implemented similar restrictions as the major and minor leagues, but either way, 2 mound visits already. Criswell, first pitch swinging. This is going to be another tough play, but it is caught out and left, and a second out on that first pitch swinging there from Criswell, popped out to left.
I'll tell you what, even though the throw was too late, that left fielder did show that he has a pretty good arm.
Dalton Kohler.
They'll back up a little for Kohler here in the outfield.
So Dalton Kohler leads the team in innings pitched with 30. Not pitching today, but has 12 at-bats on the season, only hitting .083 on this season, so looking to get something going here, and he's got 2 men on. And there goes Roman. And no throw.
So both runners advance. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. A single should score 2.
So 2 stolen bases for Roman already, a single, an RBI, and 2 steals in just the first inning. Can Kohler find daylight here?
Another pitch up at the letters.
And Gariantes trying to work his way out of this jam. Good pitch on the corner there, one of his better pitches of the day thus far. So, Tom, we're going to have to make sure we check in on these keys to victory a couple times during the game, but 1 for 1 on keeping the leadoff runner off on our end, 0 for 1 on Williamson's end. Low and away. Kohler, 30 innings pitched on the season, 3 starts, 6 appearances, 2 complete games, and a 2.67 ERA with 23 strikeouts in 30 innings. Pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive indeed.
He was our opening day starter against Williamson way back in March. He will be pitching. It seems like he's going to be pitching on Tuesday. So a lot of interesting to see how Stern juggles the pitching rotation here. Kohler straight back.
Just fought that one off in on the hands. I believe we have a full count, sir.
3-2, 2 down.
Runners
second
will
and
be
third.
off with the pitch.
Can Kohler find some daylight here? He's got a pretty big hole there through between short and third. Low and away, and that will walk. The base is loaded.
So the Knights will be in search of a 2-out single or more here. Potential to blow this game wide open here in the first inning, Paul.
Blake Myers comes to the plate. He's the DH today. Myers 1 for 6 on the season with 4 strikeouts, hitting 167 on the season. Takes that first pitch strike on the inside corner.
He thought about it. He thought about swinging at that one. But with a pitcher this wild, you make him bring the ball to you.
And the pitch. And Myers, a shot to right.
It's going to be a base hit.
That'll get down. 1-run score. Roman and Boyer both score. That'll be 2 RBIs for Blake Myers on the single.
And just like that, the Knights are up 4-0. Still runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Now batting our senior first baseman, number 10, Colby Edwards.
Edwards is going to come up. One of the only senior on the team that's going to be completing his studies here at the college.
He's looking to add another bullet point to this fantastic night.
Well, Edwards hit 143 on the season, 2 of 14, but does have 4 RBIs and 5 steals. Pretty impressive.
So if he gets on base, he's a threat. Work the count to 1-1 here.
A 4 spot here in the first for the Knights. Still threatening with only 2 down. Big cut there by Edwards. Comes up empty. Runs the count to 1-2.
He just needs to kind of settle down here a little bit. Try to make some contact. Good things can happen that way.
Gariantes sets and fires. Myers running.
Fouled straight back our way.
Fortunately, there's a fence there, so we didn't have to worry too much about that.
Let's do it again.
The 1-2 pitch. Low, runs the count to 2-2.
Good job of laying off that one down in the zone.
Gariantes fires, and there's a shot to right. That's going to be caught, though, and that'll retire the side, but not before the Knights push 4 runs across on 3 hits and a couple of walks. They leave 2. We're going to go to the top of the second. It is 4-0 Knights.
Did you know that our Dean of Student Engagement, Adrian Thoman, also has a podcast? That's right, the Pirate Life podcast talks about the lives of Adrian, Shauna, and Denise, helping listeners improve their lives through adventure. They even throw in a few pirate jokes. Check it out anywhere you listen to podcasts.
I am very honored that I get to produce the Pirate Life podcast, and actually their last episode was about me. They interviewed me, and it was kind of a lot different because usually I just push buttons, and this time they wanted me to...
The tables were turned.
Yes, they were, indeed. So that was really nice. Certainly what we were hoping for here in the first inning, 4-0, 4 runs come across, and Gariantes is going to have to be more accurate. You can see that Central Penn's strategy here is to let him throw balls and get on base.
Not get themselves out.
Central Penn would like to thank our president.
Looks like Stevens is ready to go. Stepping in for Williamson trade's going to be number 55, Bolter. Eric Bolter, the junior from Springfield, Pennsylvania. I'm not entirely sure where Springfield, Pennsylvania is, but I know the Simpsons live there.
There's a Springfield not too far from my hometown.
Oh, that's probably it.
Could be.
It's 4-0 here. Stevens, the 1-1, quickly to 1-2.
And fans continue to trickle in. The attendance numbers are really ticking up here. What a beautiful sight to see.
I mean, this is rivals early season Senators games in terms of attendance. The big cut and goes down on strikes. Stevens looks like a man possessed on the mound here today.
Just blew that one right by him. Here's the four-seamer. See if you can hit it.
Next up is going to be Fiddlebus, number 11, Zach Fiddlebus from Aston, Pennsylvania. The senior. This could be one of his last contests.
Well, let's just try to keep him off the bases.
And a shot to right, that's going to be out of play. And it
Plenty
is.
of time to get down here to the stadium. Bring your glove.
Lots of foul balls thus far. And this is exactly what, at least early on, what the Knights needed from Stevens. Especially with 5 games in 3 days and 7 in 5 days. All right, this is going to be a really tough shot. Roman calls it off, does get it.
Good clean catch there in center field. Again, if the Knights can field the ball cleanly, put themselves in a great position to win this game.
5 up, 5 down for Ryan Stevens thus far.
Number 6, third baseman, Dylan Martino.
So Dylan Martino comes to the plate, number 6, also from Aston, PA. The 6', 180 freshman for Williamson.
Takes a pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. 68 degrees, Paul.
It's going to get to 70. I have a feeling.
I won't complain about that.
Just a hint of a breeze, which is just perfect. It's like a little cherry on top here. 1-1 pitch. Outside, but a good slider. Certainly our honor to be here with you today. I'm sure we'll say that plenty, but this is just something that we are just so proud to do and be a part of Knights baseball. And Tom, it's been a pleasure to get back out here with you. You hadn't called a game since 2019.
Yeah, it was great to get out here again this year.
And hopefully in the future we continue with this duo. Big fastball there. Marantino can't catch up with it and runs the count full with 2 down.
Comes the money pitch.
Cue ball foul into the dugout.
Helped him out by swinging the ball 4 there. That's okay.
But when it's 2 strikes, you have to protect the plate, and I think he was doing that there, especially because this is your first at bat. You don't really have a read on what the umpire's strike zone is.
And you don't even have a sense of what our pitcher's arsenal is quite yet either.
And walks.
Looked like a fastball upstairs there.
Walks him for the first runner here for Williamson trade. Ryan Stevens on the season, like I said, had started a game. Did record a save on the season.
Now batting, number 0, your catcher, Patrick Vaughn.
And that save was in a 3-inning relief appearance earlier this year.
Nice touch there from our press box.
Bond steps in.
Mr. Bond.
Patrick Bond, the senior from Havertown, Pennsylvania. If you know where any of these places are, please feel free to help me out.
I will chime in.
That one doesn't sound familiar.
Then just assume it's in western Pennsylvania. That's what I do.
Well, see, I'm actually pretty familiar with Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I spent a good bit of time in Western Pennsylvania. I went to Slippery Rock University, lived out there for 4 years, and ended up living in Butler for a little bit while I was working at the radio station there. Senior year called Slippery Rock Baseball. Now, we did not have Matt Adams at that time, but Major Leaguer Matt Adams did go to Slippery Rock University.
Wow.
He was just a little bit after my time. And
I should have called them up. Maybe something could have been arranged.
the 3-0.
Taken all the way, and what appeared to be strike 1 is called ball 4.
Very surprising there that Bond got the walk, but got the walk on 4 pitches. And frankly, this is really where we have to be very, very careful. Bennett up to bat here. Corby Bennett from Harrisburg.
He just needs to bear down. There are 2 outs here in the inning. Take it any way you can get it. He doesn't need to strike this guy out. He doesn't need to be too fine.
So Corby Bennett from Harrisburg. Looks like he went to Emmaus high school, so I wouldn't necessarily call that Harrisburg, but it's in the Harrisburg metro area, I suppose. This has got to be big for Bennett. And I'm sure he's attended a ton of games here as a kid. Straight back.
That was the first one that was legitimately straight back at my face. So an 0-2 count. Big pitch here.
The runner goes.
Another one foul tipped right back at us. Yeah, I don't think he's too worried about the runners at this point with 2 outs and 2 strikes. He's just focusing on trying to get
It's so
the batter
interesting
out.
because I was watching the Cubs and Pirates game last night, and that's what they were saying. They're like, just focus on the guy at the plate with 2 outs. Who cares if the bases are loaded? Little high. Runs the count to 1-2.
Working quickly.
Straight back again.
Straight back our way.
Just says to me, you just cannot catch up with that fastball.
I think the more he sees, the odds of him squaring one up improve, however. Wonder if he'll throw him something off speed here. Just to show it to him.
Runners go. Armstrong throws it into.
Ill advised throw, but
So the
no further advance.
The double steal there. Now we have a situation where a base hit could score 2.
They can cut the lead in half with 1 swing here. Or he could roll a ground ball and they get out of the inning.
Stevens fires. Little off-speed pitch there, now runs the count full.
He tried to throw a curveball or something, but just lost the grip. Spun out of his hand and stayed high. Appeal to third.
He walks him. That's going to load the bases with 3 consecutive walks.
Those walks we were talking about. Walks will haunt. I stole that expression from the Minnesota Twins broadcasters.
Umaroglu here comes up to the plate. He is from Wilmington, Delaware. And he is a senior. Big cut there.
Gets
Comes up
ahead
empty.
here. 0-1. That's back into the groove we'd like to see.
Can Stevens buckle down and get out of this inning? Slider outside.
It's a good purpose pitch there. Slightly off the outside.
The pitch, low and away, 2-1.
Looked like he lost his release point a little on that pitch.
The 2-1. Umaroglu. It's going to be out of play. That's going to be run the count to 2-2.
Knight's really in need of an out. Williamson trade really in need of a hit.
He struck him out. What a pitch to end this inning. While he didn't allow any hits, he did allow 3 runners with 3 walks, but gets out of trouble with the strikeout.
He did bear down when he absolutely needed to.
So we'll go to the bottom of the second. It's going to be Knights 4, Williamson trade nothing.
Did you know that the Central Penn College fields teams in 6 sports? In addition to baseball, the college competes in the following sports: men's and women's soccer, men's and women's basketball, women's volleyball, and men's baseball. If you are a high school junior or senior who wants to compete at the college level, fill out the recruitment form at www.centralpennknights.com. Fans seeing themselves on the big board here.
We'll be right back. Paul Miller and Tom Davis here with you.
Shortstop number 30, Brandy Montero.
Montero comes up here, almost didn't walk in the first, almost got picked off of second, but they called a balk. Montero came around and scored the first run of the game. 4-0 here, Knights in the bottom of the second.
Backs away from the plate just slightly. Again, pitch
High
runs
and
high
tight.
and tight.
I can see why.
Yeah. He's had to make an on-the-fly adjustment so far.
To be honest, as a baseball player, I think you'd rather have somebody who had command.
Oh yeah. That's incidentally why the major leaguers are more upset that the sticky stuff was taken away.
Montero leads off the second with that fly out to left. That's been 3 putouts.
That ball carried pretty deep though, too. It almost got to the warning track.
That's been 3 putouts there for Bennett out and left.
Now batting your third baseman, number 33, Adam Hoover.
Hoover up to the plate. He walked and scored, driving that on-base percentage ever close to 600.
Takes the first pitch strike. Again, considering how wild this pitcher was early on, no surprises.
Curveball there from Gariantes. And Hoover hitting again, 360, no home runs, 6 RBIs, 13 walks, and coming into today, 575 on base percentage. Low and inside.
He'll get on base. He'll find his way on base any way he can here. Take a walk for sure.
Gariantes, the 2-1. Just inside. Surprised the umpire didn't give him that one. Shia's Roman on deck had an unbelievable first inning, a single, a run, an RBI, and 2 steals.
This is a favorable count here for Hoover. Let's see what happens on this pitch.
He just caught that outside corner with the slider. Runs the count to 3-2. 1 out, bottom second, 4-0. Knights have the early lead here at FNB Field. Paul Miller and Tom Davis here for the Nightly News. Happy to be here with you on senior night. The curveball will walk Hoover. That's going to run Hoover to 14 walks on the season.
Another one of those spinning straight ball curveballs at the top of the zone.
Center fielder number 37, Shia's Roman.
So Roman, a single, an RBI, 2 steals, and a run. I mean, what more could you possibly ask for? Got on base with a single, stole his way to third, scored. made a big play out in center as well.
He's got himself a nice line in the box score already.
So glad to be here. Come on down. Second game will be directly after this first game. Can't really give you a time per se because almost 5 o'clock at this point. And we're still in the second. Roman, really an incredible season thus far. 17 RBIs and 17 hits in 17 games to go along with those 9 steals.
Got a fondness for the number 17. Told me that were his number.
He's got a 3 up front, so maybe if there were 37 games, he'd have 37 hits and 37 RBIs. Roman, a great contact hitter, leads the team in slugging percentage at .444. Also has those 4 doubles as well. Only struck out 8 times this season, which for 54 at-bats isn't all that bad.
Indeed.
He clearly is an electric player. Plays some amazing defense in center field. Certainly our offensive MVP to this point in the season. And it looks like Hoover is being awarded second base there.
I was looking at the stat sheet. I neglected to see what happened. Was there catcher's interference?
I couldn't say exactly what happened, but regardless, Hoover in the second.
Somebody's watching at home. Call us. Let us know what happened.
Irregardless,
don't say that word.
Regardless, we second base, Hoover, scoring position with 1 out. You have the heart of the order, Roman, Armstrong, Boyer coming up next, should we get there.
Only 1 out.
Montero flew out, Hoover walked and was awarded second. Roman straight back.
We should be thankful for that net today.
Absolutely.
Full count.
Gariantes, can he get out of this jam? And Roman got the pitch he wanted, but popped it up out of play. And the first baseman does get it for the out. Umaroglu.
The runner will not advance on that, obviously.
Disappointing at bat. I'm sure he's disappointed in himself, is what I mean, for Roman.
Well, now we just need a 2-out single here. See what Armstrong's up to. See if he can strong arm one into the outfield.
So Armstrong, no official at bats because he came up and had the sacrifice fly and the RBI back in the first. Gets the call on that slider, does Gariantes.
Yeah, doesn't quite agree with the umpire there, Armstrong, but only one opinion matters.
Yes, that's Trey Mancini, if anybody saw that yesterday. Armstrong, and this is going to be a really tough play. I'm really surprised he didn't see if that ball was going to go foul.
Yes.
I really think he made the wrong play to pick that up. Either way, that'll be a single for Armstrong.
He might have been worried about the runner at third scoring. If he waited and it didn't go foul, it was an easy RBI. Kind of hard to think on your feet in those situations, I would imagine, right?
To me,
gentlemen, now pinch running for our catcher, Nick Bolton.
So USCAA rules do allow pinch runners without having to substitute for a pitcher who hits, which is rare, or a catcher. So trying to, reduce the wear and tear on some of the players. Not too many pitchers hit. Usually they do go with the DH, but sometimes they do. Gariantes outside. Boyer walked, stole a base, and scored back in the first. We've got Hoover at third. We've got now Nick Fulton, the pinch runner, at first. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. High for Gariantes.
Just a tale of inconsistency here, batter by batter.
FNB Field. We are so happy to be here with you, Paul Miller and Tom Davis, for the nightly news. And there goes Fulton. The hit and run is on, and can Bennett get this? There's his 4th putout of the game. That will retire the side. No runs. 1 hit, 2 left. We're going to go to the top of the 3rd. It's 4-0 Knights.
Alrighty, Central Penn fans. The first base dugout is the place to be, and I need your help to find our night of the game. I need the most energetic people to get loud, to get on their feet, and show their Central Penn College enthusiasm. And the winner of the night will win this exclusive Central Penn prize from our marketing team over on the 3rd base side. So remember, get loud, get on your feet, and show your love for the Central Penn Knights.
The upcoming movie in the quarterly CPC film series will be the 2007 version of Hairspray, presented by Nightly News President Janelle Dulac. You can catch the CPC film series starring John Travolta, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Zac Efron on Friday, May 13th at 6:30 p.m. in the Capitol Blue Cross Theater. Get there early for a special presentation of the Student Keystone Media Awards to multiple club members. In addition, food and snacks will be available for a donation to support the Nightly News Media Club.
And I actually just had Jen on for her final podcast, and as a student at least, talking about the film series, previewing that, and chatted about some of, she won a graduation award, so we talked about that as well. And of course, when she found out about winning this Student Pennsylvania News Media Award. And a shot there from Bonner, who led off. And good play there by Boyer.
There's that first out again, Paul. First batter, first out.
3 innings, 3 for 3 has Ryan Stevens, and 0 runs across. So seems like we were on to something there, Tom. Haven't really seen a whole lot of need for infield defense to this point, so we can't really evaluate that.
Very true.
Upstairs from Stevens.
Yeah, the crowd continues to grow here. Again, come on out. If you're in the area, get out here.
Quickly 2 balls. Galtieri up to bat. Popped up to the catcher back in the 1st.
Well, he's ahead 3-0 right now. Not a good start to this at bat.
Yep, so we're going to have the camera like...
What a fastball there for Stevens. That's exactly what he needed. 3-1 count, 1 down. Just outside.
Well, it's not a leadoff walk, but it's a walk nonetheless.
Unfortunately for Stevens, that's 4 walks thus far.
Now batting number 45, Angel
Velasquez popped to the 3rd baseman Adam Hoover back in the 1st. He's 0 for 1. Just high. Paul Miller and Tom Davis here, FNB Field, top 3, 4-0 Knights. Stevens looks good so far, but he is gotten a little bit outside. Hasn't allowed any hard hits, but has allowed some walks. Did get out of that bases loaded jam last inning and has to battle back here from a 2-0 deficit.
Second runner did reach on a walk.
Just high.
Ready for the 3-0.
The 3-0.
Linda.
Good pitch. That's going to go to the 3-1. This is what happened last time. Battled back with a strike on 3-0 and then lost them.
Good double play candidate. You can get him to roll over on one here.
Nope. High and tight. Back-to-back walks here in the third.
And that'll bring Stern to the mound. I think we might get a pitching change.
And man, this game can be watched on Twitch. That's all I'm saying.
Although, actually, it looks like someone's scrambling to start warming up
Oh,
now.
everyone, Caitlin Focus is in the house.
I didn't see who got sent down there,
No, I couldn't tell from here.
but it doesn't look like, if he's the lefty, it looks like Justin Miller is going to be up in the bullpen. Stevens is not allowed a hit to this point, but now has walked 5. I will say, looking at Stevens' numbers, the walk has gotten him this year. 10 walks in 7 innings. So he's got some really quality pitches, but he struggles to find the strike zone.
Seems like he tries to be a little too fine at times.
Stevens, the pitch, great first pitch there, gets the early strike.
Foul tip that one into the mitt.
That's my job. I'm trying to be a young version of John Steinbeck.
First pitch strike. See,
I know.
see if he wastes one. No.
And there is a shot, but right at the right fielder.
No advance from either runner.
Criswell puts that one away,
I owe you Molito, so we're good.
and quickly 2 down.
Next time,
Marantino comes to the plate, who walked and stole a base before being left at third back in the 2nd inning. Pardon me, Marantino is up, Fiddlebus is up right now. That was Bolter who flew out.
Big cut and miss on the first pitch.
Fiddlebus lined out to center field back in the 2nd.
Ahead 0-1. Nice tight curveball there.
And I will say that Stevens has some really quality secondary pitches. Of course, his his fastball is fantastic. We've seen some really good fastballs, but also seen a slider and a curveball to this point.
I think that was one of the better curveballs I've seen today.
The 0-2 from Stevens. Can he get out of this inning?
Runner takes off for third. Check swing.
heads up. Say, hey, come on, Mike.
Still 0-2.
Come on, Michael Lear Olympia. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Oh, yeah! Hey!
Quick throw to first.
Mike, they bailed you out.
Makes me nervous seeing them throw the ball around the infield so much.
Interesting play there. So it looked like the call was a ball. Went to first, couldn't get him on a rough throw, but Armstrong was from his knees. They also then almost caught the runner Galtieri at second off of second base.
Oh, there's Dylan Bowman.
Tried to catch him napping there.
Little people don't know. He's a big deal around here.
Can Stevens get out of this inning? Just high. He's going to run the count to 2-2.
Again, 2 outs in the inning. He just needs to focus on the hitter.
The pitch. Struck him out.
Called strike 3.
And a huge pitch there for Ryan Stevens as he gets out of another jam here. Still hasn't allowed a hit, but 2 left. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. It's 4-0 Knights.
Central Penn College Student Government Association is a voice for all students. Those living on campus, those studying online, and those returning to continue their education. SGA is here. SGA is here to make your time at Central Penn College the best experience possible. You can contact SGA with any questions, comments, or concerns by emailing sga@centralpenn.edu.
All right, Paul Miller, Tom Davis back here with you. We're here going to the bottom of the third.
Now batting right fielder number 26, Colby
Criswell, Collier, Myers here in the bottom of the third. Criswell flew out to left and takes a first pitch strike.
A rare first pitch strike from this pitcher.
Just outside there. It's going to run the count to 1-1.
Knights with a comfortable lead at this point. There's still plenty of time in this game, so they're going to score as many as they can.
Criswell, 278 on the season. 5 out of 18, does have 2 stolen bases, so if he can get on base, he is a threat to run. That's going to be high.
Easy take there, Criswell.
Count runs to 3-1 while Dalton Kohler on deck. Can Gariantes throw it over the plate? He does not, and that will be another walk.
Let's see if our leadoff runner theory bears fruit here again.
That's the 6th walk for Gariantes today, and not even in basically 2 full innings.
Lots of spirited fans here today. Not much in the rhythm department, but they're here.
Left fielder number 20, Dalton Kohler.
Kohler steps in, walked, and was stranded on third back in the first inning. Big cut there, comes up empty.
Really holding the runner close at first base, too.
On the slider.
First pitch slider. I don't know if that's confidence in the slider or just lack of confidence in the fastball.
They must have done some scouting on Criswell.
Yeah, he seems keen on moving up to second base here.
Well, when you have a 4-run lead and the offense on the other side isn't getting much going, I mean, why not?
He only has 5 stolen bases on the year.
They've got Criswell, but he managed to get back.
Oh, I'm sorry, he only has 2 stolen bases.
Garriante is the 1-1. High.
Close pitch there. Got a wave going here in the stadium, full of Central Penn fans.
Kick it off, Patrizi, send it back.
Kohler comes up empty there, runs the count to 2-2. Dalton not happy with himself on that last swing, you could tell.
Seems to be having a conversation with himself right now.
I think we all do at some point, right?
I was 5 minutes ago.
Slider away, runs the count full. 6 walks for Garriantes in 2 innings thus far.
Yeah, and amazingly only 4 runs on the board with those 6 walks. See if our runner's off. Nope.
And he struck him out. Dalton Kohler down on strikes.
Foul tip held onto.
Blake Myers had a single and 2 RBI back in the first.
Number 16, Blake Myers.
So Blake his second hit on the season earlier today.
Interesting choice by the pitcher, positioning the second baseman there. Calling to stay up the middle. A lot of room on the right side to poke one.
And Myers to the gap. Myers going for 2.
They're going to send
And
Criswell.
here comes Criswell. No throw and another RBI for Blake Myers.
And the 5th run of the ball game for the Knights.
What a shot. Blake Myers is on fire today.
And that leadoff walk came around to score.
It's almost like we know what we're talking about.
Almost.
Now batting first baseman, senior of the night, number 10, Colby Edwards.
Edwards will try to continue to add to this special day.
And there's a shot to left. That's going to be out of play. That would have been an easy double and RBI there.
That one sure had some smoke on it down the line.
I thought for sure he had a chance at that.
Yeah, it's on its way to being a textbook double, it looks like.
Criswell walked and scored. Kohler the strikeout and Myers the double. It's going to be outside. Of course, Edwards in his last game here at Central Penn College. He's getting ready to graduate. So it'd be wonderful to send him off on a positive note with a great memory here in the final game at F&B Field this season. High and tight. Edwards gets out of the way. Montero will be on deck.
Eerie hush falls over the stadium.
Is that Amanda singing?
Myers takes his lead. High and tight again to Edwards.
So he almost hit him in the head with a 4-seam fastball. That looked like a 2-seam fastball that almost caught him in the shoulder.
Five nothing here in the bottom of the third. Knights
Edwards,
lead.
you're keying in on one spot. A moot point.
Back to the top of the order for Montero. Montero walked and scored and flew out to left in innings 1 and 2 respectively. And it looks like this could be it for Garriantes.
Is that his 8th walk?
Doug Thompson to the mound. And that is going to be the call to the bullpen. Garriantes out of this inning, 2 1/3, 8 walks, 5 runs. We're going to take a quick break while this pitching change happens. We'll be back in just a moment. Montero up to the plate. He's got first and second here. Knights threaten again here in the bottom of the third. It's 5-0. Ackroyd the pitch. That's going to be out of play.
To the roof. And down the backside.
Montero from Lebanon, Pennsylvania, the freshman.
Interesting first name when you look at the spelling. I wonder what the origin. If there's a story behind that first name. It's almost like a combination of Jeff and Brandy. I like it.
Jeffrandi Montero at shortstop today for the Knights. One of our keys to the game is Jeffrandi's defense, and hasn't really had too many opportunities to field any balls. For Stevens, it's really been walks or strikeouts.
Very true outcome sort of day.
Well, and actually there hasn't been a ground ball. It's all been pop-ups, walks or strikeouts for Stevens. So there really hasn't even been enough defensive infield play at this point. Of course, as I say that, that'll probably happen next inning. Myers at second. Ackroyd bounces that one.
Easy take in the dirt there for Montero. 2-2. Runner in scoring position. Only one out in the inning. Knights still have an opportunity to push several more runs across.
High and over Montero's head. That's at least twice he's had to duck out of the way of a beanball.
Yeah, another head seeker.
All right, what can Montero do? Full count, 1 out, first and second. He's got to be careful he doesn't ground into a double play here, though he's extremely fast. And Montero,
tough play
from the hole, and that was a great hit.
They were just fortunate they didn't throw that ball away.
That is going to load the bases for Adam Hoover. And this is do or die here for Williamson trade, because the Knights with only 1 out could blow this game wide open.
Your third baseman, number 33, Adam Hoover.
They hoove him because they love him.
Hoover, 2 walks on the day and a run scored. First pitch gets the call on the slider, does Ackroyd.
Big at bat here. Big swing.
This could be 2. There's 1. And can't convert.
Not record that. And another run is going to score on the dropped throw.
What a play. They had a chance at 2.
Knights push across.
And Hoover reaches base
Now
again.
batting your center fielder, number 37, Shais Roman.
You got to be happy about Roman coming up at this point.
Roman just foul. Six nothing here.
It's actually 7-0.
Pardon me, 7-0.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Myers and Edwards both scored.
High throw on that infield.
And it looks like the keys to victory are really kind of going the other direction here. It's defensive errors that have caused issue here for Williamson trade.
Now batting
That'll bring Armstrong to the plate again.
22, Stevens Armstrong.
So Shies Roman, the single. Now, Hoover, we said earlier, the 575 on base percentage has reached base 3 times.
Absolutely electric crowd here behind him right now. Takes the first pitch. I'm amazed he was able to hold off on that first pitch. That looked tantalizing from my comfortable seat back here.
So 3 straight singles, essentially on 3 fielders' choices. Aykroyd's got to get out of this inning here. 2 down. Armstrong, a sac fly in the first, a single in the second. 1 for 1 and an RBI. Zach Boyer on deck.
No. It's just sounded like
High for Aykroyd.
A lot of patient at bats today.
And the runners go. Hoover.
That ball got down the left field line, which will allow the runner at first to move to second. That's what happens when you put pressure on the defense. Knights now have 2 in scoring position with 2 down. 3-1 count. Single very likely gives them 2 additional runs.
Seven nothing here. Knights lead in the bottom of the third of game number 1 in this doubleheader.
Hello. What's up? I'm already there.
I do make a beach on the table.
High.
Same place. Yep. 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 All right.
Armstrong, the 3-1 count. Aykroyd, 2 down. 7-0 Knights.
Another big pitch right here. Easy take.
And Armstrong walks.
Find ourselves with the bases loaded yet again, Paul.
For Boyer, and Boyer walked in the first, flew to right in the second, so he is 0 for 1. And we're about to bat around again. Can Aykroyd get out of this inning?
An extra base hit here could very well clear the bases. With the runners off on contact.
Absolutely. With the speed that we have on the base paths right now, I think that that's a fair assumption. Probably one of the better pitches I've seen today from Williamson trade. Aykroyd, nice movement on that fastball.
Yeah.
Did show some velocity there.
That's good old number 1 there.
And the 0-1.
Like a curveball spun out of his hand. Comes the 0-2.
Definitely has some velocity here. Unfortunately, he's really struggling with control here to this point.
Or fortunately, I guess, if you're a Knights fan. Knights would love a big hit here.
And they almost got it right there. Just foul. Boyer almost snuck that inside the first base.
Would have been that bases clearing double we were talking about.
I mean, he might have gotten 3 on that one. Boyer's got some pretty incredible speed. Only 2 steals on the season, but he's got some excellent speed. Boyer just foul. Looks like he had a beat on that one, but
Just got a piece of it. Looked like he was trying to let it travel there and go to the opposite field with it. Not a bad decision. Considering how close that shortstop is trying to hold a runner at second base for some reason.
I have no idea why. Roman does have speed, and maybe he's trying to keep him close in case of outfield base hit. Foul straight back. 2-2 count, 2 out, bottom of the third, 7-0 Knights. Here with the bases loaded for Zach Boyer. Boyer hitting .269 on the season. 5 doubles leads the team. A double here would clear the bases.
Indeed. We'll give the Knights a double-digit lead.
Just low. That was a tough pitch to hold off of from Boyer.
Brings us to a full count, my friend. The runners can now move with the pitch.
Huge pitch here for Ackroyd in the bottom of the third. And Boyer, it's going to be out of play, but they might have a chance, and about 5 rows back off screen.
Sorry?
The requisite Queen being played on the radio.
Ackroyd trying to get out of the inning here, but the count is full, and the bases are full as well. Just foul for Boyer, just missing.
A little crossed up on that pitch.
Regardless of if Criswell gets to the plate, this will be 2 out of 3 innings the Knights have batted around. Gariantis leaves the game 2 1/3 innings. 1 strikeout, 7 walks, and 4 hits with 5 earned. And that will walk in a run.
8th run of the game for the Knights comes in on the free pass.
Hoover scores. Armstrong to second.
Number 26, Colby Criswell.
Roman to third.
Well, we've said it quite a few times, but this is a big moment in the game here. Pretty big pitch about to be delivered.
Eight nothing here. There is a 10-run rule, so if Stevens can hold Williamson trade at bay and we can score 2 more, 5th would do it. Criswell out of play. Look out up there on the...
Right over at our concession.
Yeah. Criswell on the day flew out to left, walked and scored back earlier this inning to lead off the inning.
You could also say earlier today and still be referring to this inning.
And this is going to be a really tough play.
Excuse me, play that'll get them another run.
Another 2 runs.
Excuse me, I spoke too soon.
Roman scores.
That'll put the Knights up 10-zip. I believe the rule for Mercy is after 5 innings with a double-digit lead.
Now batting left fielder number 20, Dalton Kohler.
Criswell with single, 2 RBI. Kohler struck out earlier this inning and walked in the first. And we've got first and third here after 2 runs scored. Outside.
Where's he grilling?
10-0.
This guy here is not too bad. He's throwing straight.
Middle column.
And Kohler Routine play there at third. That will retire the side, but not before the Knights push 3 more. It's 10-0 as we go to the top of the 5th.
It's hard to study what.
The first base dugout is the place to be. Let's say hello to my new friends.
All right, top of the 5th. Stevens still in this ball game. 1 pitch. Marantino pops out. Good catch from Kohler out there and left. 1 pitch, 1 out.
So the Knights will just need 2 more outs. 2 more outs to notch a win here in game 1.
Well, let's not say that. Let's wait till it happens and confirm that that's actually what's going to happen. Just in case the game does wrap up, it'll be about 20 to 30 minutes until we'll be back on both of these channels, the Nightly News YouTube channel or twitch.tv/Central Penn. Bond is on deck and appears to be coming to the plate, but manager Doug Thompson having a conversation with the umpire. Not sure what's going on with this stoppage in play here, but
no, I can't hear it.
Right. What I've been trying to do here is standing here, get the picture back.
They may be indicating a scoreboard issue. We'll take a quick break while they sort this out.
Kind of like a
Still paused here, and I'm not entirely sure why the game is paused, but Patrick Bond up to the plate nonetheless. Bond walked and stole a base back in the 2nd, which seems like an eternity ago at this point. Stevens the pitch, a little high. The pitch outside for Stevens, 2-0.
Yeah, the scoreboard doesn't show any outs for the inning, but we know there's 1 out.
1 down. Quickly, Marantino swung on the first pitch and flew to left. And there is a shot deep. And that's going to land. Kohler's, that's falling all the way to the wall. He's got a shot at 3. And he is going to be out.
He is neat at third base. What a relay.
I really don't know down 10 runs why he tried to stretch that into a triple.
They the first out at third base.
They also they were playing extremely shallow, which was honestly kind of strange. Again, not sure what happened there.
I think it was a fastball up. And he was able to really square it up and find the gap, but just a little too greedy here. I'm not sure. And I guess that wouldn't have been the first out since we already knew there was a first out.
Second out. Unfortunately, though, that does break up the no-hitter.
It does. We were careful not to mention that to this point. Came within 1 out of it. Assuming.
We can't reach for a selfie. We have too big of a wall.
And the pitch. Tough call there. Stevens wanted it. Armstrong wanted it too, it appears.
You're right. Nah, I got you all.
10-0 here, top of the 5th. Didn't get that call either. Stevens just smirking at this point because he's a little frustrated. Getting squeezed here, but runs the count full. Bennett's had a busy game in left. And he struck him out. That's going to retire the side. And guess what? That's going to do it for the first game. The Knights are going to win this game in 5 innings, 10-0.
A one-hitter.
The one-hitter from Stevens, so close to having that no-hitter, but a wonderfully dominant play. And frankly, Ryan Stevens, the Nightly News player of the game.
Has to be.
Did have 6 walks, but pitched brilliantly around those. Also had some great defensive play. So Ryan Stevens goes the distance, only allows 1 hit, and a couple of huge strikeouts there, Tom. Struck out the batter to end the inning in 3 consecutive innings.
Worked around some key walks, was able to stay out of the big inning.
So really a fairly incredible look here at what's going on. Looks like they're coming back out here for the 5th, so we'll see what happens. Maybe they're just going to play it out. That's why it's always difficult to jump the gun on any type of 5 or 10 run rule.
4th inning? I'm sorry, the scoreboard is...
Myers the bottom of the 4th inning here. Stevens still dominating. Did lose that no-hitter, but still got a shutout going. Blake Myers has had a wonderful day so far, a single and a double and 3 RBI.
And the Knights have a comfortable 10-0 lead.
Aykroyd still on the mound here.
Ooh, gets a generous call on that one.
On the slider. Can Myers keep his hot streak going? Last inning, that huge double. The curveball from Aykroyd, just high.
time called at the plate. Myers looking to get things started here.
Whoa. Aykroyd hits him. Legs it out. Colby Edwards flew to right, walked and scored back in the third.
Now batting, first baseman number 10, Colby Edwards. Let's go, Colby!
Pinch runner.
Looks like Hayes will come in. Dacier Hayes from Bristol, Pennsylvania. Not Bristol, Connecticut, but Bristol, Pennsylvania. Edwards, honored in a pregame ceremony. He is graduating. So this will be certainly his last game here at FNB Field, and he'll have a final contest at In the Net on Tuesday. And Central Penn is 9-10 on the season.
Whoa. Almost had 2 runners on.
2 contests at Penn State Scranton this Sunday, and then 2 at In the Net against Penn State Fayette on Tuesday, followed by Christendom next Saturday, and then a final game at Wilson College on Sunday, May 1st. So 9 is on the schedule. 7 more after today. So if they could get on a little hot streak, there's definitely still a possibility for them to sneak into the USCAA playoffs.
Kind of hard to believe there's only like a week of April left.
I know. It's gone quickly. There's a shot. Edwards, that'll get down.
So now 2 on with nobody out to open the Knights half of the 4th.
Now batting, shortstop number 30, Shafrani Montero.
All right. Montero 1 for 3 on the day. 1 for 2. A single and flew to left. Also walked and scored in the first. And first and second with no one out. If you're scoring at home, as they say, your score sheet for the Knights is jam-packed.
And again, if you're scoring at home,
come out here and score here.
Or develop a hobby. Or unless your hobby is scoring games at home.
I suppose that would be a very unique hobby, and I'm sure that there are people that have that hobby.
Sure.
Does get the rather generous call from
on a pitch that looked both outside and low.
Montero making the most out of his start today. Montero had only come into the game with 12 at-bats. A big cut there, can't connect.
Going out of his shoes a little on that one. Trying to drive a gap.
Bottom of the 4th, 10-0 Knights.
0-1 and 0 for Williamson trade. 10-8 and 0 for Central Penn.
And Montero right up the middle. And here comes Hayes. No throw.
That will plate run number 11.
It's going to send Edwards to second. Montero the single in the RBI. 2 for 3, a run. Also has driven in a run at this point, and that's going to come all the way back.
Number 25, Matthew Ricard.
Ricard's going to come in here in relief of Hoover. So Hoover reached base 3 times, 2 walks, a single, a steal, and an RBI. It is now 11-0.
Another fastball high and tight, ball 1.
What can Ricard do here? Nice pitch there from Aykroyd. And for those of you wondering, not spelled like the famous Dan Aykroyd of Ghostbusters fame. He was actually in the area not too long ago promoting, he has a vodka brand, and he came to Harrisburg to promote that. Apparently they do liquor bottle signings. I've never been to one, but...
Well, if it's a thing that can be signed, right?
I suppose so. Shias Roman on deck. Looks like Pinellas is going to get to pinch run here for Edwards. Congratulations to Colby on a wonderful career here at Central Penn College.
Umpires are ready.
The 1-2. A good pitch, but low.
Yeah, bottom kind of fell out of it there at the end. So we got 2-2 count.
Can Ricard get a base hit here? One out there at second.
Fielder's choice. Races the runner at second base. But the Knights do have another run 90 feet away.
And here comes Roman, 2 for 3 on the day.
Now that is your center fielder, number 37, Shias Roman.
Singled, stole 2 bases, scored, and drove in a run in the first. Flew to popped out of the first baseman in the second, singled and scored in the third. So Roman has had a great effort thus far. Very interesting.
Half-hearted look.
I'm not even sure what to call that. And Roman pops it straight back. Makes it to the roof. No souvenir today.
Maybe some poor person walking on the other side of the...
Every time I'm down here, that's what I think about when it goes back. Like, I hope somebody's not just randomly walking back there and getting plunked with a ball. The pitch, outside. Ricard's taking a pretty healthy lead there. I'm kind of surprised there wasn't a throw over after the pitch.
Would be surprised if he's doing all that dancing to try to draw a throw in case it gets thrown away.
Has he even thrown to first, though? He's kind of doing those half-hearted pickoff maneuvers here.
Whoa. Pitch way outside.
Quickly 3-1. And the pitch. Sorry, that was the 2-1, now 3-1. And there is an open base, I suppose, if you'd want to walk the bases loaded for arguably one of our best players.
Well, Williamson Trade has been fond of playing with the bases loaded today.
Is anybody really ever fond of playing with the bases loaded? Roman the shot, but just foul. About 4 feet. Foul. Down to 67 degrees now. I think we may have gotten to the high. We did not quite get to 70, Tom. We got to 69 degrees for about a minute, and then it went back down to 68. Nonetheless, perfect weather.
I want to bring just a light jacket for when the second game starts. By the time we leave here, it might be a little blustery.
And Roman's going to walk. Steven Armstrong comes up to the plate, has the sac fly and RBI in the first, for a single in the second, a walk and a run in the third. Armstrong has a large following here thus far. going to be outside. Nowhere to put him at this point, so he's got to throw some strikes. Can Armstrong deliver here in the clutch? Big strike there. Huge pitch for Ackroyd. Ackroyd, another player from Wilmington, Delaware. That's 4 players on the team from Wilmington, Delaware.
Yeah, heavily recruited area. So 2-1 count on Armstrong. No place to put him. Already down 11-0.
This could be the beginning of the end here if Armstrong reaches. And that nearly beamed him. 3-1, and Ackroyd has got to throw a strike here, and I think Armstrong knows it. I would imagine he's got the green light here.
If it's in the zone, he may. Otherwise, it's another run.
And there it goes. Look at this. It's way back. It's out of here.
That ball is gone. A grand slam.
Wow.
That'll put the Knights up by 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points.
+1. Tom, has that ball landed yet?
That was a smoke job. That was at least 5 rows deep out in the cheap seats in left field.
What a shot there by Steven Armstrong. Clears the bases. Tom, still only 1 out.
And a very tight 15-0 game.
Now batting, second baseman number 14, Zach Boyer.
Boyer now up to the plate. That's 15 runs on 10 hits, whereas the Knights have only allowed but 1.
I'll tell you, what a dream come true to hit a grand slam at a minor league stadium.
Well, at least now he knows he could do it. And it is 325 out there.
And that was comfortably over the fence. There you go. Left fielder had no chance to rob that. That was comfortably.
Yeah, that was a
4 or 5
no-doubter.
rows back. Yeah.
Well, you can tell that has absolutely energized this crowd here. $15-0. We're going to go to the top of the 5th here once Boyer and this half of the inning is over. And Boyer now gives it a ride. It's going to be a tough play, and it's about 10 rows back.
I still can't get over that shot.
That was unbelievable. Good for him. Steven Armstrong, we talked about that. So that's actually puts Steven Armstrong into the lead with home runs on the team with 2 on the season. Also,
the privilege of seeing his first one, but that one was a no-doubter.
Also puts him up into a dead heat with Shias Roman with now 17 RBIs. Now Roman goes to 18 because he did have an RBI back in the first. So still hanging on with a 1 RBI lead is Roman to the team lead for the Knights. Foul ball, runs the count full for Boyer.
Still only 1 out in the inning.
Criswell on deck. Boyer walked in the first and stole a base, flew to right, and walked and drove in a bases loaded walk. So 0 for 1 with a steal and an RBI for Boyer. Almost had that, but fouled it straight back.
Tipped straight back at us.
Can they get out of this inning? And low, and he's going to walk him.
And so the inning will continue.
Looks like they're going to pinch hit for Criswell. That's going to be Lewis.
Coach Stone trying to get some other people some at-bats here. Rest up the other guys for game 2.
So Zaheem Lewis from Harrisburg, so I'm sure he's got some fans. Strike there.
It's a rare first pitch strike.
Big cut there. Lewis can't quite catch up to that fastball.
And a hole 0-2 pretty quickly.
Kohler still on deck here. We'll see what happens with him. Outside. Lewis, the lefty, 0 for 2 on the season. Does have a run scored. Good lefty bat off the bench for the Knights. There was his pitch.
Flashed that one foul on the left side.
Could not quite connect.
Let that one travel deep. He was trying to slap it to left field. Of course, they're definitely not playing him that way.
And can Lewis do here? Just fouled it off. And the 1-2 upstairs, ball 2. So we're in the bottom 4, 15-0. Knights lead. And should the Knights be able to get out of the top of the 5th, the game could be over. I don't want to prematurely announce that again, but just trying to let everybody know.
We've already embarrassed ourselves once this afternoon.
Well, in
Still have another game.
In our defense, we were just going off of the scoreboard.
True.
Even though I'm taking score of the game right here in front of me. All reliance on technology, Tom. And he rings out Lewis.
On a pitch that looked like it was 6 inches outside.
He wants to go home.
Kohler is...
I think the umps just want to get to game 2.
Kohler is going to be pinch hit for. Ethan Murray comes up to the plate.
Now batting, number 4, Ethan Murray.
Ethan Murray has played in 3 games, is 0 for 2 on the season, has walked and struck out. Outside. Boyer's not even going to give it a run.
Yeah. I think he could have easily had second on that, but
I don't know.
Warranted here.
Yeah, I'm not sure to what extent he was even looking at running. Can Murray extend this inning? And he's got some excellent contact.
Gonna find some fair territory. It's about to be 16-0 Knights. I don't know if I'll call that a triple or a
Yeah,
error.
I don't think that was really playable, to be honest with you. Next up, Hayes comes to the plate.
Now batting, number 19, Desir Hayes.
So Desir Hayes up to the plate. according to the statistics, his first at bat of the year.
And he's got a runner at third base. Looking to push across the 17th run of game one.
Desir Hayes, Bristol, Pennsylvania. We had someone else from Bristol, Pennsylvania on the other squad.
Also not from Bristol, Connecticut. Which I believe is the headquarters of ESPN.
Yes, I've been there. Strike there for Ackroyd. 2-2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. What a shot by Murray.
Right.
In his first hit on the season.
Well, full count to Hayes.
And he struck him out, but that's not before the damage is done, Tom. And we're going to go to the top of the 5th, and it's 16-0 Knights.
It's hard to study when you're hungry. The college pantry can help. Central Penn College and your Student Government Association are committed to ensuring that all of our CPC Knights have access to food when they need it. Requests are kept anonymous and can be submitted online. Look for the link under the links section of Student Central or contact Lindsay Garber, Director of Housing and Residence Life at lindsaygarber@centralpenn.edu.
We'll be back in just a moment. Well, I feel bad for Ryan Stevens here because it's probably been a good 20 to 25 minutes since he's last thrown a pitch. One hit thus far for Stevens. It's going to bring up Homer Glue, who struck out. Pardon me, it looks like a pinch hitter, number 99, Deontay Jones from Forest Hill, Maryland. Big cut there.
Comes the 1-0.
A little high from Stevens, and if I'm Bob Stern, if I'm Bob Stern, I'm telling Stevens to throw every pitch right across the plate.
There it is.
It's like that's going to run the count to 3-2. A little low.
I think it was 2-2.
Now 3-2. Sorry, we're having scoreboard issues here, folks. It's the one thing that is a little difficult when you're calling these games is keeping up with the count. Bounced another one and another walk for Stevens. Gonna put Jones up. This is gonna bring up number 32. It looks like they're doing some pinch hitting here. Kantner up to bat.
Freshman, he's a pitcher.
Can Kantner get on board here? A little bit high there for Stevens. Kind of a surprising call.
High. He's a big, tall hitter, too.
Good strike there on the slider. Looks like we've got Ricard at third, Hayes at short, Boyer at second, and Pinales at first. Out. Oh, he gives him this.
Another pitch like that same spot.
I will say that from where we are, it probably is a strike on the field, but from where we are, we have an odd perspective. Just does get some metal on it, I suppose. I was about to say wood, but they don't use wood bets here. I mean, I suppose they could if they wanted to. I don't know that there's any rules that you have to use a metal bat.
I don't know what the...
I guess it's just advantageous. Another foul ball out of play.
Over toward our vehicles.
It's usually why I park way in the back.
I park right near you, so we're safe.
Can Stevens get out of this inning? There's a shot right to center. Roman is going to pick him off.
They got the force out at second.
Well, I mean, that's
on a base hit to center.
That's really tough, though. I mean, honestly. I mean, that was such a shot, and Roman's so athletic out there. It's actually really tough.
The runner in first wasn't exactly fleet of foot.
Now batting number 17, Anthony Flynn.
A little high there. Flynn now pinch hitting. Straight back.
Knight's just trying to put this one in the books. I had 16 zip.
Big cut. Comes up empty. One ball, one strike, one out, and there's a shot to center. And Roman comes up with it. And first and second here.
One out in the inning. Again, Knights with an extremely comfortable lead at this point. Just trying to close this one out and get on to game two.
Now batting 45, Angel Velasquez.
Velasquez walked in the third and popped out in the first. You know, it's funny, we were talking about Jeffrandi Montero. I don't believe he had an attempt to even have a put out in this game.
That's popped up on the infield.
Can Stevens get this? Very strange for a pitcher to field his own position in that particular situation, but very nicely done there by Stevens.
Yeah, both the second baseman and first baseman were right there.
When you have a beat on it, though.
Clear communication, that's all that matters. He had the beat on it, called for it, it's his.
Bolter struck out in the second, flew to right in the third. Stevens with two down. Bolter struck out and flew to right. 0 for 2 on the day.
I had to carry me around.
Oh. That's what you get for sitting there. I guess so. Almost gotcha.
The 0-1.
Big cut. And that will retire the side. And
the 0-2.
that is going to be the game. The 10-run rule in effect. Ryan Stevens with the shutout. And of course, we did prematurely give Ryan Stevens the Nightly News Player of the Game. This time we're going to add somebody. We are going to give co-players of the game. I'm going to say Ryan Stevens. You're going to say
Ryan Stevens.
I'm also going to say Steven Armstrong with the grand slam and 5 RBIs. The Battery are the player of the game today, Ryan Stevens and Steven Armstrong. Well, that's going to do it for Paul Miller and Tom Davis. Tune back here in about 30 minutes for the continuation of this doubleheader.